Good afternoon and welcome to another TAPP Talk Live. Here we are live in Malta for TAPP Talk number 49, and we are here for European Development Sustainability Week. And we're here with Ingrid Azzopardi from GO, and Ingrid leads the GOGreen initiative, which we're going to hear all about. It's basically an initiative to put sustainability really inside the business. And Ingrid is the cheerleader for that initiative all the way through GO. So let's start. Ingrid, thank you for joining us today. How are you? You can hear me okay?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Jolly
so good afternoon, Phil.
Good afternoon. So what does it mean really to put the environment at the heart of a business purpose?
So GO is a purpose-led company where our company is to drive a digital Malta where no one is left behind. So we're a telecommunications company, we're a quad player, and we want to have what it takes to become a sustainable company and also lead others. So what do we mean by our purpose? In simple words, we believe that everyone should have the technology access and skills to benefit from and contribute through the digital revolution. However, this goes beyond connectivity and access. This means putting the customer at the heart of everything we do to meet the digital needs and make sure that GO is the natural home to serve them. So one of the pillars feeding in GO's purpose is GOGreen. This means that sustainability is the heart of the GO compass, and with GOGreen, we are specifically focusing on the environment. That is the E in the ESG. So our model is to minimize our environmental impact. We recognize that digital enablement can play a key role in protecting our environment, and the more we reduce our impacts and help our customers reduce theirs, the more they will thank us with their loyalty.
Gosh, that's really interesting because obviously the digitization helps being more sustainable wherever possible. I'd just like to mention, as we've got a few people online joining us, thank you very much for joining us. You can ask questions in the comments box, either on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, whatever platform you're on. So just ask some questions, and then we'll come to those later on in the show today, if we can call it a show. Ingrid, so with the digitization being one of the initiatives, what are your main initiatives inside GO with being with aiming to be a sustainable business?
So at GO, we have developed a sustainability strategy, which is based on reducing, replacing, and transforming. What do we mean by this? We are aiming at reducing our greenhouse gas emissions as well as our electricity usage. We are taking action to replace key infrastructure and sources of energy with renewables. We are also transforming our business and investing for the benefit of the community we live in, that is Malta and ultimately planet Earth. So we are taking business decisions with a climate lens. So let me give you some examples of how we intend reducing our emissions. You may have heard that at GO, we are rolling out fiber to the home, and we are currently at 60%. We intend to complete this in the next 2 to 3 years, and this technology is more energy efficient and ultimately will allow us to switch off the copper network. We are also migrating large exchanges and using a smaller footprint. We've done this in Marsa, we've done it in Birkirkara. So here we are reducing our equipment rooms in size. So we are saving on energy, both in terms of financials, as well as in terms of greenhouse gas emissions, which are harming our planet. Some examples of the replacing part of the strategy now. So it is our intention to electrify our fleet. We have started getting some electric vehicles, but this is still at the beginning. Obviously, the benefits will be greater should we charge these vehicles with renewable energy which is a clean type of energy. Another initiative we are currently working on is to move to a new headquarters where our offices will generate sufficient amounts of solar energy through photovoltaic panels, which will compensate for all the energy requirements of our offices at headquarters. So basically, at the moment, we are having these photovoltaics installed. They should be installed by the end of this year, and we'll have the facade, the rooftops, everywhere covered with solar panels. So what do we mean by transformation? We are in the process of transforming the business to make it more sustainable, both for Go per se, as well as for our customers. Our aim is to help our customers also reduce their carbon footprint. And it is for this reason that earlier this year, Go invested in Sense Innovation Limited, which is a company in which Go now owns 76% of the company. And this company helps business customers, such as hotels, to reduce their energy consumptions, thus saving on costs and also on greenhouse gas emissions. In fact, to date, there are over 3,400 hotel rooms in Malta who have this very innovative system. So as you can see, we are taking business decisions with a climate lens, which can help to make businesses more sustainable in the future and also save on energy, which is a commodity which is becoming scarcer and, as we are seeing in Europe, also more costlier.
So myself as a consumer, if using Go equipment, for instance, does some of the initiatives also help me to use equipment for longer and things like that, so that my usage of equipment is more sustainable as well?
Yes, the intention is for our equipment to be used on a longer term. Okay? And we also focus a lot on our customers. Let me explain how everyone, gets involved, even at Go per se. So we are looking towards a culture where our people in Go act like owners and as one team and obsess about our customers. So these are our three values, which, through applying them, distinguish us from other companies. So when it comes to Go Green, we have initiatives taking place aiming to involve employees and to raise awareness. And we're also doing it with our customers. We're coming up with articles to inform our customers what is happening at Go. And as regards our employees, we do this through our regular hangouts, for example, on particular days, such as Earth Hour, which incidentally this year happened on the 26th of March. We had a post on our social media to raise awareness with our customers on Earth Hour, on the need to save on energy. On the 22nd of April, which happened to be Earth Day, we introduced our employees to a meatless burger or vegan sweets. And these initiatives, whilst our employees get a taste of the meatless burger, for example, we also post on our different social channels to also educate our customers. For example, Gokers, which is another section within Go, has helped to clean up the seabed, for example. This was an initiative which was carried out in the last Saturday of May. We also, last week, thanks again to Cokers, had an initiative to collect food, clothes, toys, animal requirements, as well as we had a blood drive to assist others who are less fortunate than us. And that forms part of the S within the ESG. Here we're talking about the S, okay, the social part. But also it forms it also contributes to the E, as we are reusing items, we contribute, and by that we are contributing to less emissions as we lengthen the use of our items. Okay? So another initiative underway, or to better term it, a way of doing things, is that we are refurbishing all our equipment in order to save on emissions and materials such as plastic. So this is resulting in substantial cost savings um, for Go. But also, we are saving on our greenhouse gas emissions. In fact, since we stepped up this exercise way back in early 2021, we have managed to save 550 tons of CO2 equivalent through this initiative. And that way, we are lengthening the life cycle of our products, of the equipment being used by our customers. Okay?
I think that's interesting because what you also have said is that being a sustainable organisation and trying to put sustainable initiatives throughout the organisation doesn't mean that that has to make increased costs or have increased costs. It can actually save money in many ways, which is really good news, isn't it, from a sustainability point of view? Because yes, we have to invest, but later on you're reaping savings, which is great.
And
So
let's put it this way. This is a challenge for all companies, needing to become sustainable. But ultimately, we need to change that challenge into an opportunity.
Absolutely. So your education goes into through all levels of the Go organisation. You run education throughout all the levels there.
Yes, let's put it this way. I would say education is fundamental and it is high on our agenda. In fact, Go has set up a Go Academy through which its employees are being provided with valuable training. And earlier this year, we did organize a GOGreen training for which all our employees were invited to attend. And I'm very proud to say that 87% of our workforce took up this opportunity. And this
Wow.
training included online modules, a survey, a workshop, and we didn't stop there. We are following up by team initiatives as we want everybody to take action, both at work and hopefully also in one's personal life. So we need to recognize that we need to act fast if we really want to save the planet and leave a better planet for the future generations.
So you're supporting you're supporting your employees and your team members to be more sustainable at home if they can be and if they can make changes as well.
Yes. And in fact, we took up the initiative of TAPP Talk, of TAPP, and offered, thanks to you, the discount to our employees so that they could acquire your product.
I think that's a big help for our cultural change here to be more sustainable. If larger organisations such as yourself can put sustainability at the heart of the business, but also encourage, support and engage with employees at all level, so that they know more, and then they can make them. If we know more, we can make better choices, right? Which is where your education
and it's like a
comes in.
chain, I mean, the more you spread the awareness, the more you will see action. And obviously, we need to walk the talk.
Absolutely. And how do you measure the impact that the GOGreen initiative has had? I think you said since 2021. How do you actually measure that?
Well, when I was asked in 2020 by Nikhil, our CEO, to start championing the GOGreen pillar, the decision was immediately taken to start measuring our emissions, because unless you measure, you can't manage. So we have done this for the past 3 years. And once we have measured, we were able to take decisions on what needs to be done to reduce our emissions. I also need to mention that it is not an easy task to measure, and one needs to understand that while some emissions are in the control of GO to reduce, others depend on our suppliers, on our customers. So what do I mean by this? Emissions fall under three scopes. So you have scope one, which encompasses emissions resulting from the use of refrigerants such as air conditioners and fuel from the vehicles owned by the company. You have scope two, which is electricity. And then you have scope three, which are all the other emissions resulting from the value chain, basically. So it's waste, it's water, you've got paper, you've got traveling, transportation. So what is our scope three waste, for example, is someone else's scope one and two. Okay, so we need our suppliers to be as energy efficient as possible and to be on board with us. And we are seeing other large telecom companies also moving in our same direction and also putting pressure on their suppliers to produce more energy efficient equipment and products. And that obviously is an advantage that Go can take on.
I found it fascinating, though, when we first started talking, that Go has put this at the heart of the business, but I know from myself, and we're just a very small business. We're 2.5 people, and we started in a sustainable manner. So it was actually quite easy to start from that point of view. In other words, we were paperless right from the very beginning. So Go is a massive organisation, really, for Malta. So what kind of challenges have you faced as a large organisation to try and get these initiatives taken up in all departments, at all levels?
Yes. First of all, I would like to mention as regards paper, since we started measuring, we've managed to save over a ton of paper.
Wow.
We used to
Okay.
use much, and COVID did help as well because people were working remotely. And in fact, we are still a hybrid company where we work 2 days from the office and 3 days remotely. So that is also helping in this journey towards becoming sustainable. As regards the challenges, I would say that challenges can be turned into opportunities, and that is what we always try to do at Go. It is estimated that telecom companies across the world make use of 2 to 3% of global energy. And in the current scenario we are living, where energy is becoming scarce, this is a challenge which we will be facing in the future. So this is another reason which leads us to invest in renewable energy, which is an alternative source, but a much cleaner source of energy than the fossil fuel energy which we have become accustomed of using. Hence goes investment in solar energy, as I mentioned earlier on. So these are challenges which obviously you need investment as well. I mean, there's a significant investment, taking place.
I should imagine there is in a large organisation, and there must always be like choices to be made to do this but not that, and this is a priority but that's not a priority, which must be must be a challenge as well. The
Yes.
larger the organisation. And so what I found fascinating is I think what we wanted to do with the European Sustainable Development Week was to tell positive stories of change actually happening already, which is the GOGreen story, which is wonderful. So it also, as a large company, it hopefully inspires smaller companies and little companies like ours, for instance, to try and do more. So what do you see as the future for GOGreen within Go?
Basically, our aim is to continue working to reduce our emissions. We do recognize that new technology being deployed, for example, 5G, will bring about more emissions, but then we need to switch off older technology and also make use of the newer technology, which has artificial intelligence in an efficient manner. So a base station, if not being used, could go onto sleep mode, for example,
Right.
and only switches on when it needs to be used. Our plan as GO is to continue raising awareness on the need to contribute lesser greenhouse gas emissions, and for this purpose, we are also founding members of the Malta ESG Alliance, better known as MESGA. In fact, GO, together with another 12 founding members, is committed to lead by example on sustainable initiatives to help the country become more environmental friendly and ultimately contribute to a better and cleaner planet.
Yeah, I saw that initiative and in fact I'd forgotten to mention it. So I'm glad you mentioned that one actually, because I think that's really exciting that the members of that alliance as large companies, we can really seek leadership and an example from them. That's really great. So I was just checking to see whether we've got any questions on the live, and we don't have any questions for you to answer at this stage, so that's good. If you do have any last minute questions and you're watching, please do pop them in the comment box on Facebook, LinkedIn or YouTube. So I'm really happy you came along and explained this, because I do think it's an inspiring story for Malta, and it's a success story, which I think we need to tell in order to encourage other people to think about becoming more sustainable. And have you got any final comments for us?
I think even if you're a small company or in your personal life, there's always something you can start with. This is a journey. It's a journey that needs to take us, until we become carbon neutral and eventually net zero. It's an initiative that everyone needs to work for, because ultimately we only have one planet.
Absolutely. And I'm really grateful that you've come here today to tell us about GO's leadership in this area. Thank you very much then, Ingrid. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock with another interesting technology story. So do join us at 10 o'clock. And if you're watching the recording, you can still put questions in the comment box, and I'll pass them on to Ingrid and get you some answers as well. So thank you very much, Ingrid, for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite, and I was happy to be on your show.
No, it's good. And I hope we can do some more shows together at some point. Thank you very much.
Thank you.